Hello everyone. I will introduce to you next the operation mode of time mode. First, press and hold the set button for 3 seconds to enter the password interface. After entering the correct password, click return to enter the setup interface. Let me first introduce the parameter settings of time mode. First, speed 1 and speed 2 are the percentage settings for the detergent pump and rinse aid pump respectively. And when the value is 0, the pump does not work. Then, our time mode is divided into receiving D signal and receiving R signal. First, after receiving the D signal, the detergent pump will work according to the set initial delay and initial duration. Initial duration and initial delay refer to the first working time and the first delay time. There are 2 possible operating scenarios in total. Let me demonstrate the first scenario for you. In the first scenario, both initial delay and initial duration have values. For example, the initial delay is 3 seconds and the initial duration is 5 seconds. Let's run it and see how it works. Now I send a D signal to the dispenser. You can see it will wait for the set initial delay time before it starts to run for the set initial duration. And we can see this setting mode only operates once and then ends. Let's try it again. Waiting 3 seconds before starting to run, and let's see what happens if the signal is disconnected during operation. You can see the detergent pump continues to run normally. This is the first scenario, suitable for lift door dishwashers. Let's try the second scenario. In the second scenario, our initial delay is 0, and our initial duration has a value such as I set it to 5 seconds. Let's run it and see. After receiving the D signal, the pump immediately starts running for the set time, which is 5 seconds. It stops after the operation ends. Let's run it again and see. During the operation, I disconnect the D signal. You can see the pump continues to run until the time ends, unaffected by the signal disconnection. This is the second scenario, suitable for tunnel dishwashers. There is also a scenario where the initial duration is 0. If the initial duration is 0, no matter how many seconds you set the initial delay, it will not work after receiving the signal. So let's run it and see. Now I give a detergent signal, and we can see the pump does not work. Okay, this is the working method controlled by the D signal, which are the initial delay and initial duration. Next, I will explain the working method controlled by the R signal. Of the detergent pump, and delay 2 and work 2 are parameters of the rinse aid pump. After receiving the R signal, the logic of the detergent pump and the rinse aid pump is the same, so the logic I am explaining applies to both pumps. After receiving the R signal, the logic of the detergent pump is divided into 4 scenarios. The first scenario, both delay and work 1 have values. For example, I set the delay to 3 seconds and work 1 to 5 seconds. At the same time, both delay 2 and work 2 are 0, which is also the second scenario. Let's run it and see. I send an R signal. You can see both the detergent pump and the rinse aid pump run simultaneously. And the detergent pump immediately works for 5 seconds, waits 3 seconds, and then continues to work. As we set, work 1 for 5 seconds, delay for 3 seconds, running in an infinite loop. And when I disconnect the R signal, both the detergent pump and the rinse aid pump immediately stop. At the same time, you can see the rinse aid pump is always working, while we set both work and delay to 0 for the rinse aid pump. That means when both delay and work are set to 0, upon receiving the R signal, it will continue to work until the R signal is disconnected. Okay, this is the first and second scenario. Now let me explain the third scenario. The third scenario is where the delay is 0 and work has a value. For example, I set the work to 5 seconds. Let's try running it. When I send the R signal, the detergent pump immediately starts working. It works for 5 seconds and then immediately stops, and it will not continue to work. Let's try running it again. When I disconnect the signal during the operation, the detergent pump continues to run until it reaches the set duration, while the rinse aid pump has already stopped. This is its third scenario. Let's go back to the parameter setting interface. Our fourth scenario is where our delay has a value like 3 seconds and our work is 0 seconds. Now let me run it and see. When the dispenser receives the ER signal, the detergent pump waits for 3 seconds and then it continues to run until the R signal is disconnected. Run it again, wait for 3 seconds, keep running until the signal is disconnected. Okay, this is the logic of our time mode. Thank you for watching.